that one consistent viewer you always see on my analytics. That's me monitoring the feed. Oh God. Oops. Okay. Yeah, like it says in the description, I don't feel like doing a friggin' thing today. Uh, but I took 400 milligrams of caffeine, and that will probably kick in about maybe 20 minutes or so. Oh, 11:30 a.m. 11:33 actually, but later start than I wanted. That's all right. My right knee's giving me a little. I was doing a delivery Monday night. 3 cases of bottled water, and leaving the apartment. The ground's on a serious grade, and I came down hard on my right knee, and I'm getting that little bit of right down here, the inner part below the kneecap. But I think I'm in good shape. I don't think I did anything serious. I think I just gave it a tug. So we'll see how it feels. 90 minutes on the treadmill. So bring it up to a 4% grade. And going up to, let's start off at 2.4 for about 45 seconds or so. I've been just going back and forth to the kitchen today. It's, according to this piece of crap, it's 950 steps. It's not. All right, going up to 2.8. Yeah, see, now I don't even feel it. Yeah, I'm in good shape. It concerns me for like obvious reasons. I want to be mobile. But April 25th, I'm doing a fundraiser on here. I have a feeling it's going to be right here. I'm trying to find a gym that will host it, but I'm going to try to do really as many miles as I can. I'm going to try to get people to pledge money for it. I might have to put it off a week or two just to let things, like get people aware of it. Going up to 3.2. But find people that'll help hype it up a bit. It's for a charity called Rainbow Railroad. Oh, it's only 2 minutes. Huh. Feels like more. Anyway. So originally I wanted to do this a few years ago, like maybe 3 years ago, for National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. They have a fundraiser every so often, where they get people to do distance-based fundraisers, like bicycle things or hiking or walking or whatever. And it all goes, to the charity. I missed out on that. My life was a little messed up at the time, though. It still is, but nowhere near as bad. Well, it wasn't really all that bad. It was much worse before, but anyway, putting things into perspective. After I got my treadmill, and even while I was like going to the gym and doing, I was thinking of like maybe doing something for local animal shelters. Or I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, so maybe like racehorse rehabilitation, stuff like that. We have a lot of retired racehorses that are no longer fit for breeding and stuff like that. So, you know, give them good homes. Uh, Getting animals off of abandoned farms and stuff. The dogs that get left behind. Uh, Unsellable livestock. You know, shit like that. And I really like Lexington. It's a nice little city. Maybe something for that, you know, like beautification or something. Uh, all right, going up to 3.6 miles an hour. Yeah, my knee feels fine. And that's still, you know, that can be down the road. I plan on doing like as many of these fundraisers as I can. I think like every 2 months. I should have taken a hit off my inhaler, but I didn't. It's not going to really matter much. But anyway, Rainbow Railroad. Around a month ago, the state of Kansas decided to recall driver's licenses and state-issued IDs from people who are transsexual. And I know people have like a lot of strong opinions for and against transsexuals, but by the way, I'm up to 4 miles an hour. Without their without their IDs, for one, they can't drive, so they can't go back and forth to work. And if they don't have work, they can't apply for work. And if they lose access to their bank accounts, they have no way of proving who they are. So, I mean, I got mixed feelings about a lot of things, but not this. This just pissed me off. You know? I mean, trans women in sports, I really don't have an opinion. I'm not into sports. When it comes to both sides of that argument, yeah, but I'm not invested in it, you know? I'll listen to either side, but in the end, it's not my fight. The bathroom, the thing with the bathrooms, I don't fucking know. I don't use the women's room. How do women feel about it? I don't know. Some say they don't care. Others say they do. I'm not going to tell them how to feel, you know? It's not... You understand what I'm saying now? The identification thing, that just really bothered me. And there's so much strong arming going on, you know? It's like all the alpha male influencers really got to society, and now everyone's trying to show how fucking alpha they are. Part of me thinks it's kind of cute. It's like when a little kid talks like this, trying to make themselves sound older. But the effects that it's having on people's lives, you know, that's not funny. And it seems like, you know, for me, the further I am from something, the easier it becomes to make light of it. So this I'm kind of like getting involved with. But this is basically what I'm going to do in 4 miles an hour. Every hour I take a 5-minute rest, see how many miles I can cover. I did 21 about 2 weeks ago. And the only reason I couldn't go further is because, I was talking a lot. Shot my fucking mouth off for 6 hours. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, my legs feel good. The pain in my right knee went away. I think this is what I needed. But I'm going to be very, very careful going downhill from now on. Too old to screw around. Oh crap. Well, yeah. The remote control for the fan is all the way over there. And once I'm on the machine, I don't like to get off it. So. Now, second. Something else I babble about quite frequently is my computer game. It's finished, it's done. I got the cover art. I used Midjourney because I can't afford to pay an artist. And I mean, I could probably render it out in Blender what I wanted, but that would have taken me like a month. Like, I'm okay with Blender, but everything I do, when it comes to render time, comes out looking bad. So, yeah, I just use Midjourney for that. The game itself is vibe coded using Claude Desktop with it's in the Godot game engine. I use the GDAI MCP. Oh god, and I forgot what MCP stands for. I know P is protocol, but yeah. I mean, I hear it. I mean, I'm using it every day. So last night, my session with Claude, and I refer to Claude as a he because its name is Claude. If it was Claudette, it would be she, Claudia, whatever. And unlike Grok, Claude can be very succinct. If you want succinct answers from Grok, you have to tell him. And Grok, I say him too. Grok has a personality, which is, it reminds me, if you ever saw the movie Dogma, it reminds me of Buddy Jesus. But that's Grok 3. That's, not the Grok that's on, like when you ask Grok on X, that's Grok 4. Which seems to be like a little more watered down in a way. I mean, you hear about the Mecha Hitler and the waifu bullshit. The waifu bullshit was XAI doing bad marketing, from what I understand. The Mecha Hitler thing, that to me just sounds like somebody engineering a prompt to get it to say something like that. I mean, you could do it with any LLM. But back to Claude. On Claude Desktop, I have Claude Desktop running the MCP server, or connected to the MCP server in my Godot project. And on the other screen, I have Claude on the website. And I refer to them as website Claude and desktop Claude, or Claude Desktop and Claude Website. The two LLMs working together refer to each other now as website Claude and desktop Claude. and it's pretty cool. It kind of like, adapted to my uh, naming convention, and I like that. Claude Claude doesn't really have like the huge outgoing personality that Grok does. But the fact that it's so focused for someone like me who's very unfocused, it's absolutely wonderful. And I have so many ideas for software, not just games, but software, musical software, but like not just another reverb plugin or this is different. But this morning, anyway, yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. This morning I went onto website Claude, and a little yellow window in the corner says, this isn't working right now. Like, what? When I tried to reload the page, it said 404, error 404. Claude can find anything, but not this page. I'm like, what the fuck? So I did what I always do. I panicked. I started reloading the page and flipping out, and I was like, wait a minute. Let me just ask Gemini. Gemini's on Google search. From what I hear, Gemini gets a lot of things wrong. With me, it's always been pretty much spot on, but I don't ask it like too much. Like I ask it to do some like math for me when it comes to like nutritional information of ingredients that I'm adding into a dish. What's fucked up is that I'm going to do my taxes Friday, and I'm going to ask for help from Grok. But Grok's pretty good. I mean, Grok helped me set up my LLC. Grok helped me, filing my extension tax wasn't a big deal. I'm just a bit of a spaz, but Grok saw me through. So, yeah. But I'm putting them all, like, they all have their specialties. It's basically what they call, was a collection of experts or whatever that. But I have like, each of them has a role. I use Google, Gemini for just light questions that don't really, when I'm on Google and something crosses my mind, I'll ask Gemini, and it's usually nothing that important. Grok, I like to get personal with Grok because of its personality. And it's like, I hear stories about ChatGPT really like getting into people's delusions and shit, and like getting them to believe inflated visions of themselves. And Grok isn't like that. I know it sounds funny, like Grok wouldn't do that, but whatever guardrails are set up, they did something right there. I think when they take Grok 3 down, I'm done with XAI. They are going to discontinue it someday. Now, if Grok 4 behaves differently in private than on X, then maybe I'll keep going with it. Claude is my coder. Claude is where I'm going to make my money. And maybe if I make enough, I'll give some to Grok 4.2. Because Grok 4.2 apparently knows how to invest money. It knows how to make, turn a profit, get a, return on investment. So if I have, like, in the future, $10,000 to play with, give it to Grok and see what it can do. You know, if it's $10,000 I was gonna piss away on stupid shit like I do, except I don't have thousands to piss away right now. I have like dozens, not even. I don't really piss it away. A little bit. But if this shit takes off, one of the things I'm going to do is, find a business manager. They usually work as like, what do you call it? Like subcontractors, you know. I'm from a labor background, so that's what I understand. But they're hired out. And a financial manager. Preferably from the same firm so they can work together. And every 2 weeks or so, they'll give me money I can do stupid shit with. Not stupid shit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying guitars. There isn't. I gotta start recording. I'm back to Grok after about, say, an hour or so. I was able to resume chatting, and so much is done. We have the cover page for the itch.io page, the cover art rather. Have a nice little icon for the program. Me and Claude Desktop, we finished up. The last thing we did was the credits. It's done. It could use some tweaking, but this is version 0.1. Maybe there'll be a 0.2 or whatever. The thing is, though, is that 1.0 is going to be a continuation of what 0.1 is. It's going to be built on a whole different scaffold, whole different directory format and shit. I mean, there'll be some similarities. There'll be a main script that runs when the game starts up, and an audio manager and other managers that delegate tasks. Right now, we have a game script that, when it was first described to me, when Claude analyzed it, he said it was like God level. And I was like, wow, that's cool. No, it's not. God level means it takes care of like basically everything. And these are things that could be delegated to smaller scripts that would run much more efficiently. The game's really, 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 really simple. Not really, 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 but it's just simple enough. Its performance specs are very low. I would think maybe it would run on a Chromebook, but I don't think it would. I think there's too much with the physics. But it'll run. It'll run on any quad-core PC. Maybe even dual-core. Graphics-wise, You don't need an RTX. It'll probably run on a GTX. In fact, it will run on a GTX. Unless the instructions from the code itself or from the Godot game engine are deprecated. Then it won't, but it should run on basically any video card. In fact, it'll run on integrated graphics on like a laptop, because I've already run it on the little laptop right there. My little Lenovo. I almost ran OpenClaw on it, but I didn't. Gemini told me not to. I like this AI stuff, but I still like to be in control. And I think that's why I like Claude so much, because it really, going up to 4.2 miles an hour. Yeah, Claude's good to work with. And I want to try, what's that, Co-work and Dispatch. Because I don't think I can run an LLC on my own. And it's funny, whenever I deal with them, or I think about like how much they're doing for me, these AI, these LLMs, I think of that song from South Park, hey, let me tell you about my robot friend, which was a fantastic episode. I love Cartman and Butters pair-ups. They're always funny as hell. But that one is especially good. So yeah. Been writing music since I was like 13 years old. It didn't get like, it didn't start to get like worth listening to until I was like in my 20s. I put it down in my 30s and 40s, like my mid to late 30s. I put it down, and I didn't pick it up again until like I was 47, 48 years old. And even then, it was like I bought a little Focusrite interface, but I didn't have a DAW. Couldn't afford one. I tried recording using Audacity. Didn't sound good. I had two microphones, an SM58 and an SM57. And let's see, was that my right? What shoulder is this? Left shoulder. Over my left shoulder. That Washburn was the only guitar I had, other than, you know, an unstrung guitar that's on the wall behind the monitors. But the Washburn was all I had. It's not a bad guitar, but the build quality, there's some issues. Like the frets, I had to file down the fret ends myself, but I didn't have a fret end file. So I gouged some of the, what do you call it? Some of the binding on the neck. It's not a bad guitar though. But it became frustrating. Years later, I'm back into it like a lot more. And I have the white Yamaha next to the Washburn. And that guitar is friggin' fantastic. It's my main guitar. It's the one I reach for when I want to do some writing, when I want to do some when I record, I try to record the finish first, which always screws me up. But if this game design stuff works out, I'll have more money, more time to put into music, which I'd really love to do. So, half hour in, closing in on 2 miles. I kind of feel the urge to go to the bathroom, but it's not quite there yet. But I feel like I have something to hold in. The question is, can I hold it in for an hour? Or is there even something there? When you're in your late 50s, anybody's guess. But when I'm doing deliveries for Walmart, there are times. What's this? There are times where I have to hold in a lead for like 20 minutes, half hour, you know? And then I go running into the store, and they're cleaning the bathroom up front, so I have to go to the bathroom in the back. And I'm pretty much walking like I am right now. 4.2 miles an hour. But it's nice to know that my knee is all right. Yesterday was a bad day at work. Walmart delivery. It wasn't like anything bad happened, but I got one delivery for like $30. Oh, and what's cool? The customer approved the tip immediately and added $2 to it, which was sweet. Originally, the job was supposed to pay $28, but I got 30, which, you know, there was really sweet people too. Most of the customers are. But I go back to the store. 2.5 hours. Now, 3 times I hit accept on offers, but they went to someone else. And I started getting a little conspiracy minded that maybe somebody has like an app that they run along with the delivery app, so they immediately get jobs. You know, nobody can hit accept fast enough. And then I was thinking, because I know I hit accept, you know, I didn't hit reject. The other conspiracy I had was that I reject so many deliveries that they were punishing me. But I only want to work out of one store, and I'm willing to take less jobs if it comes down to it. I don't mind doing deliveries to other towns, but I don't want to deliver out of other towns. Like, if they send me to like Winchester or Nicholasville, you know, Nicholasville is the one they want to send me to. And that's about 10 miles. That's about 10 miles south of here. And then from there, they want to send me another 10 miles south. So now I'm 20 miles south of Lexington, and I don't really want to. My car isn't in the greatest shape, and I tend to beat the shit out of it, so. But it's funny how these things are converging. The game design, the game being finished and ready to go up on itch.io, that's probably going to be tomorrow. Maybe even tonight. I don't know. But it is pretty damn exciting. Alright, you know what? Alright, I'm at the 35-minute mark. Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So, should I just start over again? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do a warm up and then I'll go back up to 4.2 miles an hour. I'll just do it for 20 minutes. My stupid bladder. I'll go up to 2.8. 3.2. And warm up from there. I'll start with the 4.2. So I'll do that for 20 minutes and then 4.4 for 20 minutes. Ooh. Yeah, my right knee likes to remind me that I'm not 20 anymore. So I think Friday's going to be a busy day. I'm taking Friday off. I'm just going to do the same as I do every day. I have my cardio on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm just going to do like 90 minutes, same as today, except without the bathroom break, hopefully. I got to do my taxes. I might do that Thursday night. Do them Thursday night, review them Friday morning, send them out Friday morning. But it depends how much I have to pay. Because I got to do. I'm not an employee. I'm an independent contractor, so I don't get a return. I have to pay out. But I didn't make much last year. I think I made like less than $8,000. I only started working from like September. So I also get a lot of deductions for mileage, and a lot of my money comes from tips. And I think I gotta see what the law is on tips. But if I have to pay 10% for federal, that's $800, and I don't have $800. Uh, I'm pretty sure, considering my income and considering my situation, they'll do some kind of structured thing. Let's see where we are. 3 minutes. So in 5 minutes, I'll go up to 4.2 miles an hour. Do that for 20 minutes. I have a chart on this monitor here, and it tells me when to adjust speed, upward or downward. But yeah, Friday, I gotta get in touch with my health insurance. I gotta notify the dentist. I haven't seen a dentist in like 4 or 5 years. You can tell by looking, Gotta get in touch with them. Oh, I gotta mow the fucking lawn. So Friday might be a beer day. I might save the yard work until like 7 o'clock. I want to work Saturday, so I'm not going to get a whole 12-pack. Maybe I'll just get like a 6-pack and one of the 24-ounce. Maybe like 8 beers. I could drink like 4 of them while I'm doing the yard work. I know it's funny as hell, but going up to 4 miles an hour. Next time the display cycles through, it does it every 25 seconds. I'll bring it up to 4.2, and that will start the 20-minute block. Anyway. Yeah. And then Friday night, I'll probably sit and chat with Claude about planning out the full version of the game. Make sure that all the groundwork is laid for all the features I want. One of them is definitely multiplayer. The game I'm publishing is a prototype for what's down the road, but it's only single player. And you can't mod it. I'm thinking of the game features and stuff like that. There are like 3 more games, actually 4, that I immediately want to get on as soon as this first game is out of the way. And it's fun to think about them. I think I know what the next game is going to be. Like I'm trying to prioritize them in my mind. But if I can make enough money to get 1 or 2 up on Steam, I can get. I think you need developer credentials in order to sideload apps on Android. I've never done it. My phone is basically hello, in text messages and occasional pictures. sometimes the smartphone features, I use them, but oh, the main thing I use it for is the delivery app for Walmart, and before that, DoorDash. Um, but otherwise, I don't do a lot of the things that a lot of people who are used to smartphones. I don't do the same things they do. They do a lot more. I don't. But I'm about to dive into Android development because two of the games I'm thinking of now, one of them is certainly for the smartphone or a tablet, Although I'll try to come up with a PC version that uses WASD and arrow controls for movement. But what it really wants is to use the gyroscope. That's what you want. And the first time I tried doing this was years back using the Unity game engine. And I had an HTC that would keep breaking connection, with the USB cable and shit. And it just became so frustrating I had to drop it. I mean, you can only go so far. Now this little guy here, oops, behave yourself. That's a Pixel 8 Pro. I like it, but something happened. I think the charging jack got something in it because it keeps spitting out the USB cable. It doesn't fit snugly in there. I hope it doesn't have to be replaced. If it does, I'm going to be without a phone for a day, and I'll probably have to pay $129 deductible, which sucks. I got device protection, but there's a $129 deductible. So I mean, how much does it cost? $130. Anyway, but it might just need cleaning. I just haven't. Scatterbrained. But anyway, back to the game development. Developing for this phone and using it, as a what do you call it? A device to work on. I think all the gyroscope and all that should have worked just so much better. A really simple game I have in mind. It's kind of messed up, but not too badly. I'll save it for when it happens. Fun stuff. I'm gonna have some soup after this. I gotta finish off. I made some vegetable soup like 2 weeks ago, and it's still in the refrigerator. It's still good, but I don't know for how long. Oh, another thing I have to do Friday. I cooked the ham Sunday, and I gotta portion it up some more, and I want to freeze some of the meat. I also have this big meaty ham bone, so I want to get a recipe for split pea soup. Actually, I don't think there's going to be a lot of ham to freeze. Came out really good though. It was the second ham I ever made. First ham I put in a slow cooker, and it came out kind of, I mean, I ate it, but it could have been better. This last one, I used one of those cooking bags, the Reynolds cooking bags. Came out great. No glaze. I don't want to like put glaze on it and shit. I just put like half a cup of water over it, and then put it, in the bag and, in the oven. But I might try the pineapple juice thing. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I love the flavor of ham just by itself. So, and it's funny. People go wild over bacon. I'll take ham over bacon any day. People want bacon and eggs, I want ham and eggs. They want, American cheese and ketchup. I want Swiss cheese and butter. I'm very, very particular about my eggs. I've talked about this before. I'm from Long Island, and you'll see online Long Islanders posting pictures of an egg sandwich. And it's the breakfast egg sandwich you get on any deli on Long Island, and in New York City too, and probably upstate as well, into New Jersey, Connecticut. But anyway, it's usually 2 eggs, fried eggs with bacon, American cheese, and ketchup. But that's not what Long Islanders go nuts over. They go nuts over the bread. The what do you call it? The rolls. The rolls on Long Island, the sandwich rolls. Long Island has, New York in general, has good water for baking. I don't know the chemistry behind it or the science behind it, but New York bread just comes out really, really good. So that's what they all go nuts about. But I always preferred making my own, because instead of 2 eggs, I could have 6. Instead of hard, cooked yolks, I can have runny yolks that I can dip more bread in. I could have 8 pieces of bread. And I was a skinny, hyperactive kid on a steady diet of sugar, caffeine, and nicotine, where I could get away with that. But I lucked out. I mean, I quit smoking when I was, 44? No. How old was I? Shit, I forgot what year I quit smoking. It was 11 years ago. So, yeah, in 2015, 2014 or 2015, something like that. It's been 11 or 12 years since I quit smoking cigarettes. And it's also when I started paying attention, like eating fiber and shit like that, trying to have like a balanced diet. I cut out the sugary drinks. They would come and go. I went 10 years without having a Coke or a Pepsi or anything like that. And then suddenly, my mom and I started ordering Chinese food. I was like, what goes good with Chinese food? A cold can of Coke, and boom, back to the sugary drinks. Now I drink like the zero, like Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, Gatorade Zero, Powerade Zero. but I do make sure I get enough fiber. My diet tends to be high in sodium, but like you can see, I sweat a lot. I do this minimally 4.5 hours a week. And starting Sunday, I'm going to start doing an hour, just at 4 miles an hour on 2% grade. But still, it's going to be 5.5 hours. And that'll probably run long. Might end up being an hour and a half. If I have a lot of time on Sunday, I might see how I feel after like 4 or 5 hours, you know. On the 25th, I want to do that fundraiser. And I want to do at least 26 miles, you know, marathon's worth. But I think I can go further, farther. I think I could do more than that. And the ligament in my knee, I think it's a ligament, gave me some pain starting Monday night. I was going downhill and I misstepped, too much force. And it hurt up until this morning. Not bad. Not enough to even make me limp, but it was there, you know, I was very aware of it. And then after about 10 minutes on the treadmill, it went away. Not even 5 minutes on the treadmill. But I'm very, very happy. And depending on how far I get on the fundraiser, I'd like to do them every 2 months, but depending on how I feel and how it goes, I might do it every month. I don't know. We'll find out. But the last thing I want to happen is my knee to give out, and you know, like after like maybe 20 minutes. That would suck. Oh, that would suck. Got 1.18 miles. You earned you've raised $3. I'm gonna have to get a expansion card, a USB expansion card for my computer, and another camera to rig up to focus on this. I'd like to do it at a gym. I'd like to do it at another gym, but because it's a what do you call it? A charity for LGBTQ plus people. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm going to experience. Because people can get nasty. They get nasty in public. And nowadays, people are aware they're on camera. And they're aware that they will become part of the content they're not creating. Security cameras, passers-by, other people who set up their cameras in the gym, you know. We'll see. If I do it here, how long can this little treadmill keep going? It would suck if it fell apart. But it doesn't seem like it wants to. It seems like this thing wants to run forever. Honestly, I mean, even though a bolt fell out of it, vibrated right the hell out of it, I can't overstate how impressed I am with this little thing. My sister's home. You can hear the dog flipping out in the living room. Really nice close shave this morning too. Alright, going up to 4.4 miles an hour. And do that for 20 minutes. 10,000 step alarm just went off. Got a lot on my mind today. Stuff I'd usually talk about, but I'm just letting the gears spin. This is burning off the liverwurst sandwich I had for breakfast yesterday. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to eat. I was gonna have. I have in the freezer. I freeze meals ahead of time, but I have macaroni and cheese with spiral ham pieces. It's so good. Monday morning, I had ravioli and Italian sweet sausage and Alfredo sauce. I also had that frozen in the freezer. I think I still have 2 or 3 servings of that left. I think 2. Really super good, but I only have it once a week. Usually for breakfast. I like dinner foods for breakfast. I don't really eat traditional breakfast foods, you know, like pancakes or waffles or anything like that. I was eating egg whites regularly with like 1 or 2 yolks, but I think I just don't feel like washing the frying pan afterwards, which is kind of feels a little childish, but I don't feel like washing the frying pan. There are other sources of protein, but I should start doing that. All this week, Sunday was the first day this year I was under 150 pounds. I was 148.2. And then I cooked that ham Sunday, and the next morning I was 151. But I've been under 152 pounds this whole week. Now, if the weekend plays out the way it always does, I'll work Saturday, you know, I'll have like a light meal. I'll work Saturday, have like something from Walmart, or I might just tide myself over on bananas. Because a banana costs like 20 cents. So I'll get one of them in a Coke Zero, or I'll get 2 bananas, and that'll hold me over, you know, until I get home. And then I'll have, if I get home like after like 11 o'clock at night, I'll just eat like cucumbers with some salad dressing. Maybe I'll have some protein, you know, like a can of tuna, or plenty of ham in the refrigerator, but ham is calorie dense and it has a lot of fat to it. And then I'm going to get on Discord and start drinking. I have a rule now, I have to be off by 3 a.m. and in bed and asleep by 3:30. And that way I don't drink myself, you know, to where Sunday is a complete wash and I can't do anything. The other plan is maybe like go on Friday night, Saturday just like hang out, like watch a movie when I get home, maybe have 1 or 2 glasses of wine, and then day drink on Sunday. You know, start drinking like around 2. Have like a bottle of wine, maybe 2. But you know, you're talking about like from 2 in the afternoon till midnight. And I used to be a fast drinker, now I'm a slow drinker. So, I mean, when it comes to wine. Friday, if I mow the lawn, like I said, I'm going to get beer. If I do yard work without beer, I feel like I'm being cheated. No fair. I'm really excited about the game, though. I mean, maybe no one will be interested. Maybe it won't sell a single copy. Maybe it'll just sell like maybe 20, 30 copies. People won't like it, you know? That's a distinct possibility. It's an unusual game. I'm being cryptic, intentionally. But it is a cool game, and it's not like incredibly unusual, like, oh, it's never been done before. But I don't think anybody ever really tried to run with the idea. So we shall see. But as soon as it's up, I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going to put, links to it in pretty much every video, every live stream anyway. Yeah, see where it goes. I'm going to do the full version anyway, because I think what's lacking in the prototype, and that will be present in the full version. Well, I think what's lacking in the prototype will be fulfilled in the full version. But the prototype's only 99 cents. So across the 3-mile mark. And we got to about 2.5 miles before I have to use the bathroom, so we're gonna go a little over 6.5 miles today. Usually that's what it boils down to, the 9-minute workout, 6.5 miles. This will be closer to 7 altogether. So that's the 45-minute mark. Yeah. So then 45 to 60 will be at 4.2 miles an hour. My legs feel good though. Anytime I feel any doubt about the fundraiser, it goes away when I get on the treadmill. I'm gonna have to change clothes though. to avoid chafing because it happens. All right, 4.2 miles an hour for the next I'm gonna do it for 20 minutes again, and I'll do the final leg for 20 minutes. The last 4 miles an hour. So we'll do this to 65-minute mark. I think the reason I wasn't getting deliveries yesterday from Walmart was because they're trying to spread it out. My metrics are incredibly high, like all my metrics on the delivery, except my acceptance, which isn't supposed to matter. But I imagine to a degree it does matter, and I have a feeling there were other excellent drivers that were on yesterday, and they were given, we both did accept at the same time. It has to go to one of us. So it goes to the guy with the higher acceptance rate. My acceptance rate is below 40%. It's around there. But they keep sending me offers to places I don't want to go. I want to work out of one store. I used to work out of 3. One of them is just too far. It takes too long to get to during rush hour traffic. And it's far from the interstate. And they like to send me down to Richmond and shit. And it's usually by country roads. And if you know what I mean by country roads, like no shoulder. And they're like gaps in the asphalt. And then like a 3-4 foot drop into a gully. And then there's some fucking goober in a goddamn monster truck coming at you. He's halfway in your lane and he ain't gonna fucking move. That's the reality of it sometimes. So if they're gonna send me to Richmond, or if they're gonna send me to Winchester, I'm gonna take the interstate. If I can't take the interstate, I'm not gonna go. Now, there's another town called Versailles. It's spelt like Versailles, but they say Versailles. The same reason we say Paris instead of Paris. So I don't say anything about it. But Versailles Road is a major road. It's usually packed during rush hour, but you'll get to and from. You're not going down country roads. Same thing when you're going down to Nicholasville, but Nicholasville Road sucks. I don't mind deliveries into Georgetown because I can take I could take the interstate up there. But they want to send you down these asshole country roads that are, frankly, if you're doing above 50 miles an hour, you're taking your life in your hands. Maybe not your life, but you're taking, the mechanical integrity of your car. You're putting that on the, it's a sacrifice I don't want to make. Not for fucking Walmart. But Saturday I made, close to $21 an hour. Now the question is, will this game get me to a similar place? And I hope it does. It would be nice if I can dedicate full time to this. Upgrade my subscription to Anthropic so I can work on it all day. But gotta get first, past this first stage, and I'm like this close, and it's really friggin' exciting. Tomorrow's my leg day workout. I'm cutting that back though. That was altogether 108 lunges, 3 sets of 36. It's too much. So I'm going to do 72, 3 sets of 24. And the lunges are mixed with lat raises. Those are lat. I'm just using 4-pound weights for now. That'll go up pound by pound, over the coming weeks. But right now I'm keeping the weights light, just to make sure my balance isn't thrown off. If I got 9 or 12 pounds in each hand, it's very easy to screw things up. I also might take it easy because of my knee. Just because it's not hurting now doesn't mean that it's not, still tender. So I'm going to move with that in mind. And when I do lunges, I get into it gets dramatic. One thing I need to do, all my cardio, I need to tag the treadmill on it, because people look at the treadmill reviews, and this one comes up and they all suck. All the reviews suck. They really do. They're all they all look like corporate bullshit. Either that or it's somebody who has, they put together the treadmill, and after a day they're like, I gotta review it, and they say, and in 6 months I'll follow up. 6 months later, you look down their videos, and they're in the kitchen, in the garden, on vacation, with no follow up for the treadmill. I've been beating the crap out of this thing 3 times a week. Well, but I think all my cardio workouts are sufficient enough to convince people this is a damn good treadmill. Possibly the best one at its price point, but I haven't tried any others. If they're comparable to this, it's just proof that you can get a good treadmill for less than $400. My hair is so fucking flat today. I haven't done, oh shit. I gotta get this, what do you call it, CVS too. But, what was I gonna say? I haven't done the deep conditioning in like 2 weeks. So maybe I'll do that Sunday. It takes like 20 minutes. So a 10-minute shower becomes a half-hour shower. Excuse me. I get gassy sometimes. The pain's coming back on my knee. It's fading away again. I think it depends on how the angle my foot's at when it strikes, when I do the heel strike. I have to consciously bring it in. I think our feet want to angle outwards when we walk. And I think that's natural in normal conditions. If you're not doing like 12 miles a day, 20 miles a day, it's not going to mess you up. But when you're putting that kind of distance in, I think it does. Or at least it does for me. So I have to be very conscious of the position of my foot, the angle it's doing the heel strike at. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Either that or I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Chances for that are quite good. Alright, so about to cross the 4-mile mark, just did. I had that to the 2.5 miles before, so we're already at the 6.5 mile mark, which is usually the length of the 90-minute workout, the 90-minute cardio treadmill thing. I'm going to do 20 more minutes at 4 miles an hour, and then do the cool off. And that'll be in about 2 minutes. So I got 2 minutes left of 4.2 miles an hour. Yeah. I gotta be very, very careful with my right leg at the heel strike. And I watch, and it doesn't look like I make too many doesn't look as if there's much variation in what position, what direction I'm leaning in, but it feels like there is. Maybe it's only like 1 or 2 degrees. But when I feel like I screw up, and that's when I make like the face like, ooh. Sweaty. Sweaty, sweaty, sweaty. You can see shirt changed color, the end of the sleeve and right above the seam here. Shirt gets darker. Ooh. Did it again. Yeah, I think I really can't land hard on my right leg. I'm going to avoid landing hard on either leg. But I'm going to be especially careful with the right. And going down 4 miles an hour. I've said it before, but going down, decreasing speed, you feel a lot more than increasing the speed. Going from 4 to 4.2 to 4.4, didn't really feel a change. I was moving my legs faster, but I didn't really feel it. Slowing down from 4.4 to 4.2, from 4.2 to 4.0, you feel it, or I feel it at least. Now I feel like I'm just doing like a John Travolta walk from Saturday Night Fever. Yeah. I never saw that movie. I don't think I ever will. I saw parts of it and it's not my thing. There was a movie I did see years back. It was like a disco movie. It came out after Saturday Night Fever. It was called Thank God It's Friday. I saw it when I was a kid, but I remember it had like a charm to it that Saturday Night Fever just didn't have. It didn't get the attention, and it probably, deep down wasn't as good a movie, but I liked it. I just remember this one guy would say, "Dancing, everything else is bullshit." And at one point he falls through the roof of a convertible. He lifts up his hands. "Dancing, everything else is bullshit." It was fantastic. The late 70s was a hell of a time to be alive. Depending on your experience, it sucked being a kid, or it was great being a kid. Like I said, it depends on your experience. But in the late 70s, 1978, I turned 10 years old. And you start becoming a little more aware of what's going on around you. You hit those double digits. And you start looking into the lives of adults. And then there are those kids in school who know a lot more about things than you do. And it wasn't until I was 13 that I realized that blowjobs had nothing to do with tires. Yep. So in school, when everyone was talking about the blowjob scene in Saturday Night Fever, I imagined John Travolta with a tire gauge checking the pressure on his wheels. I was an adult kid. I like what we have nowadays. People say some horrible things about smartphones or just phones in general. I think it's a great thing, especially for people who are vulnerable and are in situations, in locations that you want to be as close to help as possible. And there's nothing closer than a phone call. And with these things, with the GPS, if you don't know your location, your phone does. And if you call emergency services and say, I don't know my location, they can get your location from your phone. I think even if you don't have, what do you call it? The location sharing feature turned on. I think they can do it remotely. I don't know. Or at least they can get close from like what cell tower you're pinging from. Honestly, it's like anything else. It's what you make of it. I'm on social media, but I'm not on it all the time. I do this. X has become like just like a madhouse. And the whole Israel and AIPAC thing is really like blowing up. And I have my feelings about it. And I voiced my feelings about it. And I always kind of like think, maybe I shouldn't. Several reasons. One, I'm not going to change anyone's minds. What am I going to say? People are really locked into their beliefs nowadays. Perhaps they always were. Two, draws the attention of zealots. And zealots are the most dangerous kind of people out there. They, if you're a threat to their belief system, you better, keep your eyes open. Third, everything is either fear-based or rage-based, Except for kittens and puppies, Everything is either meant to piss you off or make you afraid. And that raises cortisol, which makes it harder to lose weight. But I still engage it from time to time. There are some really funny memes out there. But in the end, I think I'm better off just avoiding it all. I think most people are. I don't think anyone's convincing anyone of anything. You show them a report and they call it fake news. You show them statistics and they say that they're baked, or the research is flawed, or biased. You give them a first-hand account, they call you a liar. And you notice how I'm not saying one side or the other. And when you're open-minded and you have mixed feelings, both sides accuse you of being on the other side. The other one is, how could you even consider their opinions? Why haven't mine won you over? And it's not that I think their opinions are wrong, it's just a lot of times they just seem full of shit. Or there's an ulterior motive, which is usually financial. And I see a lot of rage baiters and fear baiters. They'll end with a question. They'll 3 sentences, 3 short sentences, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? AI generated image. And before the community notes kick in, people are blah, 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 blah. Or more accurately, blah, 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 blah. Alex Lifeson couldn't have said it better himself. So what I think I'm going to do, when I go on X next, I'm going to ask Brock how to filter out certain things. I want to get rid of all the Israel stuff, all the Trump stuff, all the Gavin Newsom stuff, all the Bernie Sanders stuff, all of that. I mean, because I kind of know where we are. And I'm flexible in my opinion, but I'm not going to be flexible with people who are entirely inflexible. You know, I think that's just, it's an ego boost to them. And you give it that much of a boost, and it's like nitroglycerin. Boof! You know, they're in the clouds. They're escaping Earth's gravity. Now they're in orbit. It's already 20 after 1. Like I said, I'm not going in until like 5. Get some work done on the game before I go. We just finished the credits. Really all there is setting up the itch.io page. I got the icon made. I have to export the icon from Photoshop and I need a plugin for that. But I got the plugin page saved. I guess I should just download it and do it across the 5-mile mark. So we're like 7.5 miles now. But yeah. Export the icon. I might fuck with it a little bit. Claude was suggesting adding more color to it. Oh, excuse me. But it doesn't look bad as it is now. It's not monochromatic, it's just very neutral. With some very slight blues to a gray, but I don't know. I just don't want to rush it. So I think aiming for like Friday morning, Friday late morning is a good idea, you know, before I get on the treadmill. Oh shit, I gotta go to the farm Friday too. Fuck. Tomorrow I got an appointment. So today, tomorrow, Friday and Saturday are going to be very busy days. I think I'll go to the farm on Saturday. After my workout, I'll go to the farm, come back, take a shower, and then go delivery. So I probably won't get to work till like 4 o'clock. But if Walmart's going to dick me around with the deliveries, I'll put my focus entirely into the LLC and try to get past that profit point. About 15 minutes left to work out. About 10 minutes left at 4 miles an hour. And then there's the 5-minute cool off. so like, no, about 10 minutes. What is that, from 60 to 80? No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm going to 85 minutes. Not 80. No, oh shit, what did I do? Oh, right, yeah, I went from 65 to 85. So in about 9.5 minutes, go to 4 miles an hour. Or wait, no. No, what the fuck? Yeah, 85 minutes start to cool off. That's it. I went to the bathroom before and kind of screwed things up. Timing the workout. Yeah. Yeah, so the cool off begins 85 minutes. Yeah. That's right. This is a strawberry flavor. It's actually really good. Powerade tastes better than Gatorade. I mean, at least the zero sugar one. This tastes considerably better. So we're 5.5 miles. Add that to the 2.5 from before, so we're at 8 miles now. That's not bad. Or was it 1.5 miles? No, yeah, I know. I don't even remember. We've gotten pretty far today. A little more than 4 minutes left to the workout. Then we go do the cool off. Might take a little longer with the cool off this time. Thinking of doing a dry run of the fundraiser. I think I'm just going to do it here. I think this treadmill can last as long as I can. It outlasted me the last time I did it. I got 21 miles. The treadmill was like, let's keep going. It's like, no, I think I'm done. It wasn't my legs, I was babbling for 6 hours. So I winded myself. But I'm going to set up a fundraiser to see if I can get everything set up properly. And then I'm going to have like somebody just do a $10 donation and see if it goes through. I timed, like I set up streams ahead of time using OBS, and it didn't work. Or I did something wrong. So I'm going to try that again. And then I have to get on X and start getting people, aware of the fundraiser. And I hope they respond. It'd be great if they did. It'd be sucky if they didn't. Starting to cool off, going down to 3.6 miles an hour. Ooh, for a minute or two. Oh, strawberry flavor is really good. I wish I had a watermelon flavor. I like artificial watermelon flavoring. When I get the Muhammad vapes, I like the watermelon flavor too. With that, the citrus flavors taste bad. Actually, they taste good, but they kind of sting the back of your throat. I don't like that. When I used to vape nicotine, they called it, actually I never vaped nicotine, but I used to get the flavored vape without the nicotine, just wanted to like something to puff on. And the makers of it would advertise this, what do you call it? Thing like, oh, and it's got a good throat hit to simulate that burn in the back of your throat from cigarettes. I didn't want that. I just wanted something, flavorful. So it kind of killed that whole thing for me, which is good because it was just another expense I didn't need. And the vapes I used to get, the canisters and the batteries used to suck. Going down to 3.2 for a minute or two, maybe a minute and a half. But yeah, shit would leak. Oof. I would have this sticky vape shit on my fingers and in my pocket, and yeah, it just sucked. So that habit died, thankfully, for once and for all. So we're at the 6 mile mark. So I guess we did like 7.5, 8 miles today, which ain't too bad. I had to get off the treadmill before because I had to go to the bathroom. I'm so glad I did too. Nothing worse than pissing your pants online. Peeing your pants on a live stream. That's how you start your day. Shit, 3.2? 3.2 miles an hour, I think I could probably do for like 12 to 15 hours, maybe 16 hours. I used to walk everywhere when I was a kid, I remember, holy shit, just to go buy a $10 bag of weed, I would walk like 7, 8 miles. Funny shit. It was fun though, especially in the winter, especially in the snow. Ducking behind a building or in a patch of woods to smoke a joint you just picked up. Being really careful to break it up, roll it up without spilling any. Cold, snowy day. Keep an eye out for cops or adults that might, call the cops. But nobody had cell phones back then. They were car phones, but they weren't cell phones. Pocket phones. I'm going down to 2.8. so this wasn't bad. It worked out in the end. About 6.2 miles instead of the usual 6.5. But we got I think it was a mile and a half, 2 miles before I went to the bathroom. So I'm going to slow down to 2.4. Do this for like maybe a minute. Maybe not even that. Yep. All right, I'm going to shut it down. That wasn't bad. Yeah. I'm gonna be making a video soon of the gameplay for the prototype that I'll be releasing either tomorrow or Friday, maybe tonight. I have no idea. My company is a one-man act, so just me and Claude. Anyway, say goodbye now. Many blessings and many thanks. I'll be back tomorrow with the leg day workout, and I hope to see you then. Until then, take care and best wishes to you and all you love. Good health, good fortune, and lasting happiness.